Hello. Based on my recent videos, someone contacted me and asked me the question, do I have a coach? And I'm not sure if they wanted to coach me, if they're just wondering where my ideas come from. So I thought that today I would share a couple of key ideas from my coach. So, assuming you have the right people on the bus in the right seats that we discussed for the last few videos, the whole idea of developing people, then what? Well, a couple of the coaches I had over time. One was Chuck Feeney, my chairman of years ago when I was in the investment world. And another one was Michael Ryan, a gentleman from whom I bought a business but got much, much more. And both of them had one thing in common. They listened very patiently to me for a big part of my adult life. I only wish I had listened as carefully to them. But I'd like to start this by sharing an email that Michael Ryan sent me several years ago after meeting with him when I was facing some pretty serious challenges in my life and in my business. I was looking for direction. And I'm going to read it to you, so bear with me. This is what he said to me. He said, "Remember, the safest place to be when assailed by endless opportunities is with a clearly defined, immovable personal objective. The powers of the universe conspire to help the man who knows where he is going. Otherwise, they disperse in confusion, leading to an erosion of confidence. Your excellent self-analysis has led you to a place not everyone finds, with the energy and talent to realize your best self. So simply crystallize it, visualize it, measure it out, and you must succeed. When you do this, all doubt will go. All distractions will be swept aside, and all your wonderful energy will be channeled efficiently to a single aim. The beauty in this is that you escape the dominion of the past. For the moment you decide and take the first step, you are successful. Enjoy the progressive success, for when any object is fulfilled, it is over. I will stand back and watch you go." Now, I remember when I got this email from him after my meeting, it sort of blew my mind away. It was really inspiring, and it gave me the courage to do what I had to do at that very challenging time. And I think you'll agree, an email like that is worth multiple reads. So I've been reading this for years. So I suppose a brief distillation of what he was saying was, if you can narrow the focus down to one thing that matters most right now, you'll find that life becomes very, very simple. And if you and your team can do that, then you, your team and your organisation can truly have the potential for superior performance. So I want to share a couple of other really big ideas that become an integral part of my life. And the sort of philosophical ideas. My coaches are all sort of philosophers. But this one's a big, big one. Gratitude. And here's another little quote. "Happy is a man who wants what he has, for he shall always have what he wants." And I think it's really important we don't misunderstand the meaning of the word gratitude. And maintaining a gratitude mindset is really what I'm talking about. And that's a matter of being fully present in the moment and accepting the moment as it is, regardless of whether it's what we want or not, which is, of course, challenging. So gratitude is a conscious acceptance of reality, of whatever's happening right now. It's recognizing what is, and then setting goals and moving into action to change it if that's what we want to do. So true gratitude is about being unconditionally grateful for what actually is. And I can guarantee you this takes practice. Maybe you're good at it already, but for me this was a big, big challenge. So, but the reward, of course, is peace of mind and a detachment that allows you to maintain your confidence and remain positive. Goals. I've got a sort of funny view on goals. And again, this is coming from Michael Ryan, actually. And goals are helpful to the extent that they determine our direction. They're less helpful when we get attached to them, when we use their attainment or lack of to determine our self-worth and our confidence and so on. And as we've discussed already in previous videos, we have no control over outcomes. We only have control over inputs, over activities. So we need to remember that we're okay regardless of whether or not we achieve our goals. And remember the definition of success, what do we say, the progressive realization of a predetermined worthwhile personal goal, a thing of the present moment. So success is really about doing the things we commit to do to achieve a goal. It's about the journey, not necessarily about the outcome. And I suppose in reality, just to talk about the journey for a moment, there is nothing but the journey. It's always the journey we must focus on, the process, the things to do next, the activities, the lead dominoes. If we do our very best in the activities, the goals become directional signs and nothing more. And if we do our very best in the activities, then we're being successful. So set the goals, detach your sense of self from the accomplishment or otherwise of the goals. Focus instead on the inputs, on achieving excellence in what you're doing by doing your personal best. And excellence in its own right is a really important concept. And we should always do our best, if only because by doing our best, we can look back without regret and without recrimination. Remember, our time is limited. There's no time for excuses, for procrastination, for conscious mediocrity. We really must pay attention, pay attention to what's important right now and give our full attention to it and focus really on what we have to do, on the activities, on the action steps. And I think we should always ask ourselves the question, are we doing what matters most, what really matters? Remember I said before that the enemy of the great is the good. There's no point being excellent at things that don't matter. You have to be excellent at things that actually matter, things that make a difference. And I suppose, again, philosophically, for a peace of mind perspective, if you've identified what you're trying to accomplish, you move into action, you're doing the activities to the best of your ability. Well, the truth is the rest in the hands of the gods. And you don't really have to worry about it. So again, think about this concept of excellence. Action, I think, just to move on from excellence, action. John Ruskin said a long time ago, what we think or what we know or what we believe is in the end of little consequence. The only consequence is what we do. And I think I really started to believe in that. That's why I'm a great believer in this idea of the inputs of the actions. Because action raises self-esteem. It raises performance. It creates a virtuous cycle of success. It helps your thinking. Remember, when you take action, you get information, you get feedback. And this allows you to clarify your thinking and modify your plans. You know the old adage that no plan survived engagement with the enemy. Well, clarity of thought permits us to become economical with our energy and wise with our actions. Modify them as obstacles are exposed, those things that stop us from achieving our goals. And it allows us to develop new strategies, new tactics, new activities, I suppose, to overcome them. Action brings that most elusive of qualities that most people call luck. And again, my old chairman used to always say to me that the harder he worked, the luckier he became. Because when we're out and about taking action, we get information, we see opportunities, and that allows you to make your own luck. Nothing happens sitting at home. You have to be out and about. I mean, metaphorically, you have to be out and about. You have to be engaged. You have to be doing things, taking steps, and allowing things then to pop up. And Dan Sullivan, the strategic coach, he talks about these strategic side benefits. And he talks about this idea that when you're out and about doing things, moving towards your goals, taking actions, those actions create other opportunities that may be even more interesting than the original goal that you had in mind. So action is all about. Execution is the charity of genius, remember it. And the only reason that you plan is so you can take action. Plans themselves are useless unless they're used as agents for action. It's the only thing ultimately that counts. So, again, a little quote here from Thomas Gaines. It's good to dream, but it's better to dream and work. Faith is mighty, but action with faith is mightier. Desiring is helpful, but work and desire are invincible. So these are sort of insights or key ideas that were shared with me by my mentors and my coaches over the years. Gratitude, goals, the journey, action, excellence. I think this should be the bedrock of your personal approach to work and your culture in your organisation and indeed your own personal life. So I hope you found this interesting. Certainly for me, these have been the bedrock of my development as a human being, and I found them to be genuinely helpful. I hope you find them to be helpful too.